of the problems that BI had.
Business intelligence in the enterprise. Well, joining us to speak about that today is Jorge Garcia, Senior Business Intelligence and Data Management Analyst at Technology Evaluation Centers. Jorge, welcome.
Thank you, Russell.
Jorge, I guess before we get started, threshold question ought to be definition. When we talk about mobile business intelligence, what do we mean by that?
Well, mobile business intelligence comprises a set of tools that you can, where you can develop business intelligence procedures, but using the abilities of having a mobile device. It could be a smartphone, it could be a tablet, or it could be any other type of mobile device that you have on hand on your company.
And tell me, who is going to utilize this? Who is really going to care about this type of technology?
Well, I think nowadays many companies care about using mobile BI. It's kind of becoming a given for any enterprise BI solution. And the advantage is that nowadays, being able to do analytics or do business intelligence applications and perform with them from a mobile device gives you a lot of things. One is independence from your place of work and having the possibility to do having a virtual desktop no matter where you are or any given time gives you the ability to do analysis from anywhere. That gives you also the ability to make decisions faster and of course, have a lot of advantages within.
You know, in speaking with you earlier about this topic, you ran through the transformation or the evolution, if you will, of BI from the strategic level to the operational level. It was a fascinating discussion. I wish you would walk us through that right now and explain for the viewer what exactly that entails.
Yes, I think that one of the problems that BI had in the past was meant specifically for the top leadership of a company. You could have reports and analytics, but most of them were directed through the decision-making process from a strategic point of view. Operational intelligence and some other disciplines that deal with real-time information, and we deal with medium and medium management as well, making operational decisions, did exist. But I think that mobile BI systems nowadays have the potential to close a little bit that gap between having BI solutions for strategic levels to having solutions that will work with real-time information, that will work in shorter-term decision-making processes, which means being able to operate. So nowadays, it also serves in the purpose of being able to spread the use of BI within a company. That's one of the other problems of BI solutions nowadays. Now companies with mobile BI solutions can distribute BI solutions for a wider number of users, but also a wider number of users depending on their job positions. So those are, I think, two very special benefits of having mobile BI solutions in place. It's kind of serving as a middle ground to close the gap between operational and strategic levels within a company.
You know, I want to move to adoption of these mobile technologies, but I guess one of the questions there is, it's one thing to talk about a situation sort of in a vacuum. It's another to talk about actual use,
yes,
on the ground, if you will, of folks who are implementing and utilizing and benefiting from these types of technologies. And so as we talked about how this was used initially by the high-level management types on a strategic level, and now it's moving down through the chain, if you will. Let's talk about what are the technologies that are being adopted and who is actually adopting them?
Yeah, I think an important part, and let's put an easy example of the use of mobile BI. The use of mobile BI enables many things, but one thing that it's very common nowadays to find in a mobile BI solution is geolocation. Mm-hmm. And that's certainly one of the important parts of having a mobile BI solution. The ability of a system to to bring location services and to broad up information based on location, that's a real benefit. We know nowadays that most of the data has a location element attached to it, and from sales point of view, from a distribution point of view, transportation, many things on the supply chain are are receiving the benefit of having a geolocation feature. Another aspect of it is the use of the camera. The use of the camera can bring us many benefits from using specific, very high-end technologies to, with augmented reality, to locate perhaps an element on the warehouse or locate their features and characteristics. So what we're doing is closing the gap and being able to operate and analyze on the spot, right on the spot. So I think the set of applications that we can use is very broad. And again, this is being a benefit in closing those gaps between all levels of an organization.
You know, you mentioned geolocation. Let's talk about that then as an example of this adoption that I was getting at earlier. Are analysts still in the position of trumpeting the benefits of this type of technology, or is it something that is actually in widespread use by many enterprises?
I think we are still in the process of adoption, and I think we are still in. I really think that we are still in a maturity process. I think that many things are coming, new features and functions, but I think despite the fact that some companies are already using it, I would assume that in my view, we are still in the early days of the adoption process. Geolocation is very popular in mobile devices for entertainment, for gaming, but I think we are still in the process of adoption. There's a lot of potential still to explore in that regard.
You know, if I am a high-level manager, the kind that we were just mentioning a moment ago, who has the authority to stroke the check, to authorize the expenditure to invest in this type of technology, and I come to you and say, Jorge, explain to me before I consider writing a check, what are the real advantages of BI strategies? What are you going to tell me?
Well, I think there are two main benefits from that. One is the ability to give independence, what I mean in terms of time and space, creating a virtual desktop for your employees. The second would be creating pervasiveness, which means you have the ability, if applied correctly, to give mobile devices to a wider number of people to use it in a proper way. But I think there's a third benefit from it. And if you apply correctly a mobile BI strategy solution, I think you will be able to close some existing gaps that the companies had in the past, which is be able to create analysis, but analysis that will close the gap between operations, and of course that will boost the performance of a company. So I think there are many benefits, but of course it depends on the way you deploy, it depends on the solution you choose, and it depends on a correct evaluation of the software you want to deploy.
Well, Jorge, you make a very convincing case. Listen, I know you're busy, but you found time to sit down and meet with us. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Russell.
Well, that's Jorge Garcia with TEC, speaking with us today about mobile business intelligence in the enterprise. Thank you for watching.